Yay. All right. So
Yay.
I'm so excited. So we are picking up from where we left off because we only got to do half of your session because you had to get to work and all that good stuff. So we are back. I'm so excited to channel and hear from your loved ones. So whoever wants to come through, your dad, of course.
Of course.
He's been chatting with me since last night. Well, he just rang the bell. So I have the bell, the spirit bell right here. You guys could see it's over here. And so this is so spirit can interact with us as well. And I have the EMF meter sitting right here. So you could see it lightly
Yep.
going off. So that means your loved one's already here. His energy is already here. So it's just fun. I love it. Just fun to see that interaction as well, as I tune into their energy. So we're picking up for where we left off with your loved ones who came in. I forgot. I forgot a lot of stuff that came up that happened sometimes. Sometimes I remember a little bit just because I talk to so many people, so I can't remember everything. But so stuff kind of repeats. I apologize, but we will get through this. Um, so I already know you kind of know a little bit how I work, but I'm just going to tell you briefly again. So I work a lot differently from other mediums. I am going to sit here with my notebook and I'm going to write stuff down. I already wrote some stuff down in my meditation before we started your session. So what I'm going to do is start your mediumship first, and then at the end of your session, I'm going to do some psychic card readings for you, just for healing and anything else that your spirit guides or your angels, they might want to come through and bring forth as well. So I'm super excited. Are you excited?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then real quickly as well, I'm very clairsentient. So I feel that's my first way I connect with your loved ones. They will make me clearly feel how they felt when they were still alive. All right. I'm
Right.
also very clairvoyant, so I could clearly see. So I'm going to look off probably here. I'm going to look down at my notebook because I'll scribble things.
Oh, it went off again?
Confirming how I work because, we have to learn how to communicate um, when your loved ones come through. So, like I said, I'm going to look down, might be over here, I might look off. You're going to hear me having a conversation, mumbling. You probably can hear me. So it's just me interacting with your loved ones. So what they're going to do, how they interact with me, like I said, they will make me feel how they felt here whenever they were still alive. They will take me through that process, whatever they want to show me. All right. I don't control the spirit world. We can't control the spirit world. Whoever wants to come through, whatever they want to bring forth for you, even your pets as well, they'll come through whatever they want to come through with. They're so excited. Whatever they want to come through and say, they will. Okay. You can ask questions, of course. So I'm going to bring forth what I see, what I feel, what I hear, and you could just validate it. Just say, yes, Sheri, that resonates, or no, it doesn't. So that way I can dig a little deeper. So your
Okay.
loved ones, okay, your loved ones, they will also show me signs. Okay, they're going to show me experiences from my life as well as yours to communicate because it's not like me and you just sitting here speaking English very clearly and we understand. That's not how we communicate. So we just have to merge together. They make me feel things with experiences. I'll see things and then I just have to piece together. I also will kind of hear words And names too. I don't always get names, but I will do the best I can. So I am just a clear channel for your loved ones to come through. So this is all just an open, loving space and experience. And for you and for your loved ones to have. Oh, they're so excited. I love the bell.
God.
I'm
Yeah,
so
I know the bell's really cool.
I'm so excited. I'm so
I have to
excited.
get one.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the information, where to get
Yeah.
it. And then you could see this is lightly going
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I can see the blinking.
Yes, so I can already, your dad has been here. He's, like I said, he came and saw me last night. He was super chatty, which I was like, oh, wow, he's learning to communicate since we had the first session with him already. So
Right.
before I jump into this, do you have any questions and you understand everything clearly that
Yeah, I understand everything.
how I
Yeah,
work
no
and
question.
all that?
Yep,
Okay, great.
I'm good.
Okay, great. So like I said, your father came to me last night. I do a little meditation and prayer before bed, and he was just working, like I said, with me with communicating, but he was more excited this time. He's like, yes. Oh, that's confirmation. So excited. Um, that he is going to be able to communicate a little bit more, but he's just, working with it because this is so new to him. And he didn't, he didn't believe in this. He's like,
Nope.
double confirmation. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Double confirmation. He's like, no. So, but he's very, very excited for this and to finish this off. So, give me a second so I could just pick up where we left off. And oh my gosh, my throat is so dry. So I'm going to be drinking a lot of water here. And look,
Wine?
yes, your dad says cheers.
Oh, should I go get a glass of wine?
Well, it's water, but he had me before I came in
Oh,
here. This is what he had me grab. And he's like, I'm drinking some wine. Did he drink wine?
yeah.
Did he, did he drink wine and eat chocolate?
No, he didn't eat chocolate. He liked sweets, but he wasn't a big chocolate.
He was, oh, okay. So did he have
Kind of like
sweets?
chocolate cake or stuff like that. He, yeah, he wasn't. I'm trying to think. He liked ice cream. He would have a piece of cake, but he wasn't a big dessert person.
Not a big no, okay. Because I had a sweet with this, or I wanted to have sweet with this wine, but this isn't wine. This is my water. I poured it in here and I was like,
But
ooh.
he would always buy dessert for like when I would go over for dinner, especially after my mom got sick. He would like always have dessert or cakes or chocolate chip cookies or things in the house that he knew my mom liked. And he would eat, I'm sure have it too. But so yeah, he would buy sweets for others and have them around. Um when my mom after my mom got sick, so my mom did like all the shopping and everything like that. Like, but he would actually, and I think I mentioned this last time, like my mom like crystallized ginger, stuff like that. And like I remember when I was a little kid, he would stop, because he commuted to New York, and he would stop like at the candy store, on the way to the station after work to pick her up some. And, he would bring me home baseball cards or basketball cards or, candy for my sister. So he would stop and get like those little um treats. So I
Oh,
can understand
cool.
that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, oh, you just confirmed how exciting. Thank you. Thank you. What is
Yeah.
your dad's name?
Michael.
He won't, what is it?
Michael.
Michael? Okay,
Yeah.
let me write his name down.
That's so funny because
I
when we first came on, whether it was me or my dad saying she doesn't know my name, or I was thinking like you didn't know his name.
No, I asked him
And the
his
fact that you
name.
asked me is funny because I like 5 minutes ago, I'm like, I don't think Sheri knows his name. And or he was saying to me, she doesn't know my name. I don't know what it was, but I thought like in my mind was like, she doesn't know his name.
Well, the reason why I finally asked because I kept asking what his name. Can you give me your name? And he just is being silent. But he's like
Ooh, where's your sound? The
he's
sound
like
went out.
being.
There it is.
Oh no,
Your
can
sound
you
went
hear
out for a
it?
minute. Now I can hear you.
Okay. I need to get a microphone, but he was just kind of sitting when I'm asking his name, he's just sitting back, but he's like got this little smirk on his face, like because he's being a butthead. He's just being like a sarcastic brat, like,
Yep.
just playing with me, but oh, I don't want to like I'm only gonna talk to you on my terms.
Yeah, that's
Type
him.
of thing, just I'm gonna no, play with you. And I'm like, oh, you want to play like that? I was like, well, just ask him then.
Right. Yeah,
But
he wasn't a yeah, he messed around.
yeah, okay, hold on really quickly. But before you say anything more, um he was coming in. I wrote some stuff down, so I'm gonna be looking down. Because right before I said I did this deep meditation before I hopped on the session and stuff comes to me really quickly. So I like to write it down because I forget to, because so much comes through and I forget. But and I'm saying to him right now, just dressed. Well, that is the whole reason why I'm dressed like this. All you just confirmed again. Thank you. Dressed all nice and elegant. I seen him dressed in nice clothes, just very nice clothes, like slacks, a button-up shirt, some dress shoes, and I mean, I was in the mirror, like making sure like my hair was like perfect, like making sure my dress is straight, like everything is like, I'm like looking to a T and I'm like, this is super annoying. But he's like, oh, just gotta make sure I'm good. Just like make sure I'm good.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
the way he
I
was.
look
And
good.
he
Shh, I'm pressed. I'm good. Shh, okay.
yeah, he was a mensch. He dressed when he went out or to work, he always wore a suit with a pocket square and it all matched. And he
Oh,
would love
wow.
he would love to shop for dress clothes.
Really?
He
Yeah.
had like lots of suits and things like
Oh,
that. So yeah, that makes absolute sense.
okay. Come with me. Yeah. He showed me what he looked like when he was younger. So he was just very proud of how he looked when he was younger because he felt good. He felt
Yeah.
good then. Yeah,
Well,
he felt good.
that's how they dressed. I mean, when he was younger and growing up. And I mean, people just stopped not dressing up like in the 90s.
Yeah,
Like
like the
people, like,
suits.
yeah, like I always wore a suit to work and stuff like that until I started working for myself and I owned a roofing company. So he grew up like clothes make the man, like
Mhm.
dress for success and all that stuff.
Oh, oh my gosh, that you said that. So I was in my closet, like looking, because I was just gonna wear just a really nice shirt and my leggings, and he was all and he takes me in my closet, right? And then he's like going through my dresses, looking at different ones, and I'm like, okay, do I wear the pink one? Do I wear the purple? Do I wear the black? He's all black, no. And so he picked this one out, and I had to like make sure it was like because it was wrinkled, and he was like, no, like he wanted to make sure I was
Yep.
dressed very elegant, and he's like, this is how I was, just very, very
Right. He took
proper, very
everything to the dry
dressed, very,
cleaner. He always had
yeah.
his shirts went to the dry cleaner and were ironed and folded and the whole thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. He he when he got dressed, he got dressed. Like even, you know, like he wore jeans, but he always had like would never wear sweatshirts or sweats or stuff unless he like went for a walk or something like that. But other than that, he was always dressed.
He just rang the bell 3 times. Did you hear that? He's
I didn't
confirming.
hear it.
Yes.
Sound went out. That was weird. When the bell rang, the sound went out. I didn't hear it,
Oh
but I
no.
believe.
Yeah. It something just clicked up on Zoom. Yeah, he just rang the bell 3 times confirming that. So yeah, he
Okay.
was just dressed so nice, and he's like, "Oh, this is how I feel good." Just fancy, very elegant, just very sharp. And he's looking around. Yes, everyone, just the way they viewed him, that made him feel really good, very successful, but also made
Mhm.
him feel that void inside because he felt like he wasn't fully seen or fully heard. So in a way, that's how he felt. He filled that emotional void with that. So that's why he behaved that way. So he's just showing that, but he's just presenting himself that way. And he's like, I'm drinking my wine. So I was like, what are you doing? What you doing right now? He's like, drinking my wine. And he's dressed all nice, and he's going to have a steak and potato dinner, he said. And he's like, I'm
He would
so
do that.
happy. Really?
Steak was his favorite, and baked potato.
Steak and baked potato? Oh my gosh. I had a little bit of steak before, and I was going to make a baked potato, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to be heavy. He's like, eat it. It's good. He's like, it's fulfilling. And then he's just like, cheers. And I'm like, okay. So he's just saying that's what he's doing right now.
Right.
He's confirming the bell this ring. So he's confirming he feels happy and just healthy. He's showing me that's how he feels right now. All right.
Good.
And before he passed, he wasn't feeling that way. But right now, because I'm just
No.
asking him, slowly, like,
Right.
what is he doing? What's going on right now? Um, Hold on. Let me ask. Um, oh, he's talking about, he showed, I had put some music on, and he started dancing, but he said he danced in his younger days, like dancing like you're
I have
you're
no idea.
you your parents, that they would have danced in their younger days. He just confirmed. But he
I have
wasn't,
no idea.
yeah, so he wasn't, because I put this meditation music on, and I dance and put my energy into the room and the space, and he was like sitting back, like laughing at me, but kind of laughing as well, because he said, hey, you wouldn't have believed this, but in my younger days, like me and my gal, we would dance,
Like
we
now.
would dance. Yeah, that's what he's telling me. But this would be like way like in a younger day, not like a everyday thing they did, but he did. Oh my gosh, the bell just rang. On like very rare occasion, but every once in a great while, he danced, because I was like, I just do my little dance because nobody knows I dance, right? So that's kind of what he was just like giggling. He's like, yeah, nobody.
I mean, when they went to an event like a wedding or a bar mitzvah or something like that, I mean, they danced like, you know, but I don't know that they ever went out to dance. Like that must have been
Just to
before I was born.
Yeah, not just to go out and just like party and have a good time. He's just showing me like a connection and somewhat of emotional connection. Like he's showing me some of these like memories within, himself,
Right.
just some of
Okay.
these, because I'm trying to get him to talk a little bit more than than last
Got it.
time. Because that went along with the dinner, and then he was just like this, and then it took me back to a very young time. So when I don't know if this is maybe in the beginning stages with your parents, but just being able to kind of enjoy that. But he's also showing me how closed off he was before he passed away. Very
Yeah.
closed off, just yeah, very closed off, very because he struggles with communicating. So he's still struggling a bit to communicate, but it's like he wants to communicate because when he came to visit me last night, he wanted to communicate more, but he only said so much. And then he's like, all right, that's enough. That's enough. And, and then,
Yeah, he definitely had trouble communicating. Like he would never, you can never have like a deep conversation with him.
yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was showing me that big time. And,
I mean, he could
um,
express himself like he said, I love you or whatever, but anytime it got emotional or stuff like that, he would not be interested in, he just couldn't open up.
right. One second. My drink almost fell. One second. Have it work.
But I'm sure, but his dad was like that as well.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna, one second, get into really quickly. Um, he's bringing that. So he's taking me just because I'm asking him just like memories a little bit to show me. Can you hear how raspy my voice is getting? It's because
Yes.
he's wanting to talk. He has a lot to say, but he's very nervous and anxious, and because he's got to express more. He's got to talk. Now's the time to talk, And he's like, oh
Right.
crap, I'm getting the. He's like, yeah. He's like, God is getting me to talk, but so he was just kind of showing me just a little bit of memories where he felt happy, a little bit that just dancing, that emotional connection. Um, oh yeah, I did. I told you about that, about the wine, having some wine. That was just, yeah, he's like, that was a big deal. Something to made him feel good, even though if he wasn't supposed to be. I hear my voice going out when I'm saying that he wasn't supposed to be drinking a lot, but he was like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So
Absolutely.
he's taking me back down to the family line. Hold on. Um, okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. That's where I remember I left off last time. He was talking about just like how growing up, he didn't have that emotional support, that stability. So he really didn't know how to be there for you like he should have been as a parent. And he's showing me how there was him growing up, there was time where he was really happy, but everything that happened, gosh, I'm like getting choked up. Everything that happened with his mom, that really, really hurt him and made him shut down and shut up more, like completely just shut down even more because he felt like life was just not fair to him because having to caretake and he felt like he's like, God, I just felt like my life was just part of my life was taken from me. and he wanted to live more, but he had to do things that he necessarily didn't want to do, but it was just what he was taught to do, just, down the family line. So he didn't really understand. Oh, thank you for confirming that. How to really be there for you and be a better parent for you. But he's seeing all that now. So he's showing me as he's sitting there eating his dinner and all that, he's going through just the review of his life and everything, all the good, all the bad. And he's having to, remember, we said he's having to step in as a guide for you.
Mhm.
Okay. And the reason why, oh my gosh. Excuse me, I'm going to have to drink a lot of water. He's like choking up. He's right now, he's showing emotion because he's in heaven, right? Because we see all this, we release when we start learning, we see that. And when we finally, like, oh my gosh, that's where he's at, right now, being able to see, just see all this and everything and understand this. So that's why he's really wanting to bring this forth, because he's taking a lot of responsibility, and he's saying, Bobby, I am so sorry and please forgive me. He said, oh, thank you so much. Whenever you were a kid, they knew that there was just this light in you, this spark in you, just something very unique and just out of this world with you. But he didn't understand, and he had no idea what spirituality is. They just knew what they knew and what they were taught, what he was taught, by his father and all that. And so he felt really abandoned, but he didn't even take the time, and he didn't know how to get help or anything, because he was only, thank you for confirming that, taught, oh, thank you, just this one way. So he didn't know any other way, just by being this one way, just being emotionally unavailable, not fully understanding, how to be there for different types of personalities. And he's like holding his hand on his chest, and he's got tears coming down. He's like, I am so sorry. Please forgive me. And he's not saying too much with your sister right now, just growing up. He's wanting to just really deeply say sorry to you, because he knows and sees how much it has affected you. He's showing me you just growing up and just feeling just that abandonment wound. And so he's taking a lot of accountability for that as well, because he didn't realize that pain and suffering, how he was putting that onto you guys. He didn't quite understand that. So growing up, watching you grow up, and he didn't really understand that, but now he does fully understand. And he is just give him a second. Thank you. He's just saying, Bobby, I'm so sorry. It's like, I felt so alone, so abandoned, like he never belonged anywhere, but he used that in a different way. He poured all that into his career and work, and was just everything. Oh, he's got to build this and buy that and have all this, and then he'll be happy and everything will just be fine. But that wasn't how life really was. Because when he had everything, he was like, it still was hurting. I still was hurting, and he just didn't know any other way. and then seeing that happen to you, and then not fully understanding who you are. And then he was saying just within your guys' religion, he noticed something different with you. He thought you would be like more into it, but it wasn't the religious part. It's he didn't know you're a healer. He didn't. That's who you
Right.
are, and understand that. And so he's understanding right now, being shown emotions and love and unconditional support and being able to communicate help in a healthy way. He's just seeing this now and just really like fully taking accountability, like, okay, I was not this way. And this, oh, thank you for confirming that, love. And this comes down, just from the family line. So he's showing me you're the one that's breaking all this. There's usually one person in each family dynamic that will break generational traumas or curses passed down from family lines. And it doesn't, I mean, we all have something going on. And just, our parents did the best they could. Their parents did the best they could with what they knew during their timeline. We all went through trauma, which doesn't excuse the behavior and the pain and the hurt we experience. So he's really wanting to acknowledge that and validate your feelings and really just truly say, I am sorry. And now he has to be a guide for you because of all of this and to help you with your healing gifts and your healing abilities to really grow this, enhance it, work with it even more. He was showing me the struggles that you've endured just because of this. Okay. And he's saying you struggled more. You struggled more than your sister, just to belong and to fit in. But it had nothing to do with there's something wrong with you. It was you're different. You're a healer. You're very spiritual. So you coming later in life, thank you for confirming that. You coming down later in life and really understanding that, and you're stepping into your power, your purpose. So he's here to really help step in and guide with this. Can you hear how awful my voice is? My goodness, this is like, he's like, I'm letting this out. Like, oh my gosh, this is hard. Thank you so much. So he wants to just make that clear. He's a guide. In your last reading too, we did clarify that. And oh gosh. All right, I'm just asking him. He's taking me. Oh, he's saying he's really proud of the father that you are. You're really the way you parent your children, just the way, oh, thank you for confirming the way you've been since day one, him watching you. And even though you may not have thought he even really cared or acknowledged it because he doesn't talk or communicate very well. Gosh, I'm struggling to let this out. Okay, my voice has not been like this all day. So he's funny. He's like, this is so hard.
It's okay.
Oh, sorry, but oh my gosh,
You don't need to apologize. It's all good.
he's cracking me up. Like his sense of humor, oh my gosh, it's like he's feisty, but he's got a funny sense of humor, but then he turns to being upset. I'm like, okay, we'll work with it.
Right.
Yeah, talking about you being a father, all that, he knew you were going to do something really great, as you became an adult. and you being the father that you are. And just giving them the guidance, the unconditional love and support. And he really admires that about you, even though you probably haven't heard that, but he's very proud of you. And he really genuinely admires the parent that you are and that you can be there. You are breaking these traumas and curses that have been passed down in your family line. And he's so proud of that. And he is here to help you, not only just with your healing gifts and abilities, but with continuing with this. And I just saw 555. So he's showing me there's going to be a big change coming in your life because of this, because of you being true to who you are and not staring off and going back into the darkness. Because he's shown like just things that you've experienced and encountered, and he has taken part, responsibility for that because of just the way there was no love, there was no support. So he's like, well, what did you expect? Things that to happen. But he said not to worry about any of that. Don't beat yourself up. Be gentle with yourself. And he's seen all the healing that you've done and how far you have truly come, which is 555, which is you are going to be very blessed
That makes
because,
sense because yesterday I saw 555 3 times.
oh, did you? Oh my gosh. And right here, I saw he had it flash in my head and I wrote it right here
Right.
earlier
So the
in
fact that you
meditation.
saw it, yeah, the fact that you saw it is pretty cool.
Yes. And he was saying too, I wrote down, he said, with action comes great change, healer. You're coming into stability. So he's also bringing that up too, because he's saying for you to get as much as you can, get organized and don't, oh, thank you for confirming, and don't spread yourself. So then, because he wants you to put yourself and your priorities first, but don't, because he's showing me I'm like kind of going all over the place. So he's saying do the best that you can, just do what you can with what you can, each day, but don't overwhelm yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. As long as you take the desired action towards, your business, put yourself first before you take care of, everybody else. Of course, we all have responsibilities, chores, all that good stuff, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
keep putting yourself first. And also, by doing that, you're honoring yourself, your energy, and that is changing your energy, which you have been. Your energy is completely shifting. He's showing me, thank you so much, because he's like, you're going to hear me. You're going to hear me a lot. Um, he he just showed me he was in the car ride with you. You went to go visit your mom. He goes to see your mom as well. And he was in the car ride. So he's like, you're going to hear from me, but in a good way as a guide, because he's stepping in to help
And
guide you.
I know he was there today. I could feel him.
Did you? Oh my
Oh yeah.
goodness. Yeah. Oh my
You know
goodness.
what's so funny? It's so weird. I guess it's awesome, but that like both our dads passed, and and your dad comes to visit me, and my dad comes to visit you. It's kind of
Mhm.
cool, and they're friends.
Yes, I love it. They're so cute. I love it.
Yeah, it's really
Very
neat.
grateful for
Like
it.
because they didn't know each other. Like my dad, I don't know. He maybe knew I had a friend Sheri, but he didn't
You just
know.
convert.
Yeah, he didn't know anything about you, and obviously your
Yeah.
dad before we even met.
Oh, yeah, way before. We didn't know each other's families or anything like that.
Right,
So,
and they both come to see us. I think that's pretty special.
yes, exactly. Well, too, why that happens is because, oh, they're like, she's about, look at her getting ready to explain. Thank you. So they're going to help me explain it too. Cause they were like, oh my gosh. Cause your dad was like, I didn't believe this ish.
He wouldn't believe anything. Like even when I tried to do the healings for him, he would be like, yeah, you can do it. I don't think it's going to help. And when my mom first got sick, I found somebody in Washington, Seattle, who had through emotion code, body code, and some other alternative methods, reversed Alzheimer's disease. And he didn't want to pay. Like it was only like it would have been like 6 sessions, $100, so $600. He's like, that's not worth it. I don't believe that anybody could do that. And he even spoke to the woman on the phone, and or no, we did a Zoom call, and my parents were like, no, she's trying to rip us off. There's no way. And it's like, well, I kind of regret that we didn't try it, but it wasn't my choice.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? That's why too, he's saying, thank you. He's saying, well, tell him. He's like, that's too why I'm saying sorry, because he had no idea. He didn't understand. He was so closed-minded that he wouldn't
Right.
even try, but he's all, yeah. Oh, look at you just, he just rang the bell twice.
You can move the bell closer because it's hard for me to hear it.
Is it? Okay, 1 second. Let
Yeah,
me
move it
move
closer
this.
so I can hear it.
I just didn't want, I just wanted to put it where.
I mean, if you don't want to, it's fine, but I don't hear
Can
it
you,
ring.
you can't hear it ring? Okay, let
No,
me
it's
just
back
put
there.
it, here, let me try this. Let me see if I could put, okay, so I just want to be able, so that way you could see that I'm not being it.
I could feel that my dad wants me to get a glass of wine to toast with him.
Yeah, go ahead and get a glass of wine. Go ahead.
It'll
Go,
take
go,
me
go.
2 seconds, but I have this ever since you
Yeah.
brought it up. I can feel this like, get a glass of wine, get a glass of wine, get a glass of wine. So I'll be right back because I
Okay,
feel like
go
he
ahead.
wants to. And that's what
Yes.
you want.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. What else? Thank you. Oh, the bird.
Because he was always like that. Like, do you want a drink? Would you like a drink? Are you sure you want it? And
Yep.
sure you don't want a drink or something to eat or blah 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 blah. And
Yep.
I just feel him like saying, "Get a glass of wine so we can toast. Get a glass of wine." So here, Dad,
He said, cheers.
and
That
I
was the thing he said
cheers. Yep.
whenever I connected to, that was the first thing he said when I connected to him in heaven. He was like, cheers, I'm drinking my wine. And there
Yep.
was sweets around him too. I didn't see him eating the sweets, but he was just around. He's like, cheers. And then he was just
Cheers.
like, aha, so excited. I was like, okay, well, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
So,
when you brought it up, I could feel it like the whole time. It's like, get a glass of wine, get a glass of wine, get a glass of wine. So finally, I'm like, okay, okay.
oh my gosh, he's freaking awesome. I'm
So
so proud of him for
yeah, he was. He had a
I'm,
lot, especially over the last 4 or 5 years when my mom gets sick. He was so closed up, and it was his way, and he didn't want to listen to anything. And I mean, he was like that a lot. Um,
but it was more like he
oh,
was
it was
more
really bad. Like I
bad.
even said, um, like it's funny because my mom, she a lot, she closed her, she would always close her eyes, and my dad would like, he thought she was going to sleep or whatever, and he didn't want her to sleep, and he would yell at her and, Sandy, wake up, and or force her to eat and whatever, and she would always like close her eyes,
He just
and
confirmed, bring the bell.
and I said, and the last, and even when we brought her to the Waveney, when she first got there, she would have her eyes closed a lot and whatever. But now, like the last 3 or 4 times I've seen her, her eyes are open, she's alert, she's not shut down. And I think he was
That's him.
he was so scared and
Yes,
fearful, and um he couldn't control it.
yes,
And
and
that was his way
and
of
it,
trying to control things.
yes,
And
exactly.
um and
That was how your
she's
mom reacted because of that.
right.
He shows
And
me.
now that he's not, unfortunately, I mean, he's not there putting that kind of pressure and creating, he created chaos, absolute
Yeah,
chaos. And
yeah.
he's much more comfortable, and she doesn't close her eyes. Like she's open and alert and talking, and um
He just confirmed the bell.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't feel, and I said that to my sister and my brother-in-law today because they came over while I was visiting, and I'm like, you know, not to be mean, but dad's in a better place, and we're
Yeah.
all, I hate saying that we're all better off because obviously we love him and whatever, but he created such chaos, and he was
Yes.
so out of control. And I know
Yeah.
he knows, and
And oh
but
yeah.
that's all he knew. Like because he couldn't control things, like he always, and I think that went back to when he was little, when his mom passed away,
Yep. Exactly.
because he couldn't control that. And he
Couldn't
saw what
control it
happened.
when
And
everything goes out of
right.
control. And it upset. Yep. He confirmed the bell. It really
Yeah.
upset him, and it made him shut down more. But he didn't know
Right. I
how.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
know how to like be emotionally stable. He wasn't taught that. And then he didn't even
right.
try to because he
Right.
showed
That's
he's like, you think I tried? You think I
right.
tried to,
And that's
learn
what, like,
or get
I
help?
never
Because that's
blamed. Yeah,
he
I
didn't
never
do that.
blamed him. Like, there's nothing to forgive. I know he apologizes because he didn't know, and nobody knew. Like I said last time, I didn't know anything about spirituality until I met you.
Oh,
Honestly, I knew nothing. I All I knew was religion. I didn't like religion.
yeah,
Uh, I knew I was different. I knew I didn't fit in. I knew, even though
yeah.
I always tried to fit in, but I just couldn't. Um, so until I met you, I didn't know anything about it. And then mm, being with you and knowing you and getting to know you and all that stuff has like opened me up to all that. And I know
Yeah.
that, like, even my mom was the same way. Like they didn't know, they didn't understand, especially with, with the ADD and stuff like that. Like when I was little, nobody even knew what that was. It was like
Yeah.
kids like me were misbehaving, we were lazy, we were procrastinators, we were this, we were that. And so you know, I don't blame, like, I don't blame him. I don't blame my mom. Um, so I'm
Yeah.
glad
He,
like I understand him feeling the need to apologize, but he
yeah,
doesn't need to apologize
right.
because they didn't know.
Yeah.
And
And he just, it's because he's being shown all this. So he, because he has to see all that. And he's like, oh my gosh. So now that
Right.
he knows, now that he sees why these, because he even showed me, he's like, Sheri, there was times that I questioned like what's going on here or whatever. But like you said, they didn't believe in this stuff, or they didn't believe in, they just thought it was something else. Oh, there's something else wrong with you, or you're just not paying attention or doing what's
Right.
right, whatever, or just go to church and just, whatever. And he's
Temple.
confirming, yeah. And he's
We're
like,
Jewish.
I, oh, I'm sorry, the temple.
I'm joking. I'm just joking with you.
I'm so, no, I'm so sorry. But
No,
yeah.
don't
And
stop
so he's
apologizing.
being shown like, hey, like there were other ways. And he had chances and like doorways, but he was so closed off and didn't want to take that
Right.
opportunity to learn, grow, heal, and change, which change is very hard for a lot of people.
Right.
He's,
Which is why I didn't understand any of it. Like,
yeah.
I had no idea. Like, but they took me to therapy
Excuse me.
and stuff like that. So it's not like they didn't try or were closed
Right.
off to things. Like, they were good parents and
Hmm.
they always
Hmm.
did their best for me and I know
Yes.
the choices they always made, they thought were best for me.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. That's what
they
he's saying.
tried
He's
to
like,
get me help and stuff like that, but it was that was my path. Like, I needed to go through that to get where
hmm.
I am now.
Yeah.
So, and it was a
And
very
he
different
sees that.
path than
Then,
what they were used to. Like,
yeah.
I don't think they ever dealt with anything like
No,
that.
they never did. That's why he talked about, questioning like what's going on
Right.
here, and why can't you just fall in line like the rest of us and everybody else? But because
Exactly.
you're a healer, you're meant to break these cycles. And not that they're like, like they weren't super bad parents or anything. Never want to say
Oh,
that. It's just these things that happen.
they
No
didn't
one's
know.
perfect. Yeah, no one's perfect. Families are not perfect. These are just things that come up that, unfortunately we can be born into, and these are
Right.
things that affect us as human beings as we, go to school and become young
Exactly.
adults and then full adults and go off. Like these things stick with us and affect us. So when we don't have that good, healthy balance,
Right.
it's different. It can create trauma. So he's just seeing and understanding that, because he also tells me and he shows me he even questioned a lot himself too. Um, why he's like that, but he didn't want to change. He
Right.
didn't
No,
he
they didn't.
like, and then I also feel a lot of shame. He felt a lot of deep shame just for being so honoring, just for being so miserable. But he was like, it was just easier to be miserable, as much as hard as that is to say. It was easier to be miserable. But he does, again, want to apologize just for being so honoring, just for making those last few years really rough and really hard on you and your family. He
Right.
sees all of that now and understands that. Also, he's earlier, I don't know if you saw, I started choking. So he's taking me back to his passing. Um, he says the woman, was it the nurse that found him and called
They were at the
911?
kitchen. Yeah, they were at the kitchen table. There were two aides there,
Oh my
Elle
gosh.
and Althea.
Okay.
And
So I don't know whichever one, because
they both, I
he,
think, tried to work on him.
oh,
Or
okay.
Elle was
Oh,
working on him and Althea called 911. I don't know which one did which, but they were both there and they turned my mom around so she couldn't see what was going on.
oh no. I didn't. Oh, your mom was there. Okay.
Yeah, they were having dinner.
Oh, they were at the dinner table.
They
Just,
were at the
oh,
dinner
he
table.
just, oh, he confirmed the belt. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, the reason why I'm saying that, because he says, please tell that poor woman I'm sorry for terrifying her. Because he said one of them was really more like more stable, more calm, and one of them was it scared her. She got really spooked and scared by what happened because it was, oh, thank you for confirming, because he showed me it was just it happened so quick and fast and
Right.
it freaked them out. Like, of
Absolutely.
course, of course, no one would want it just that just unexpected happened, and it happened so fast. Um, I don't know which one. He just said, "Please tell her I apologize. I didn't
I'll
mean to
tell him
scare her."
I'll tell both of them.
Okay, yes. And then also as well, thank you too. I'm giggling because he's laughing and chuckling because he says my death was painless as much as he
Right.
was scared and worried. And oh, he also told me, he's all, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
And he's like, but he's
He was
laughing about
ready.
it. Like,
No, but
right
he
now,
was ready to go. He
yeah,
wanted out.
he's like giggling about it, but he's like, I wouldn't have giggled about it before. He's like, I was just rah, 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 rah. But he's
Yeah.
showing me him talking about it. And thank you for confirming. He wanted me to bring up that he wasn't like trying to go out, but he just said he wasn't going to live his life restricted and whatever was going to happen was going to happen. And he just,
Right.
like you said,
And that's what he
confirmed.
did. That's what he did that
Yeah.
night. He ate stuff that he shouldn't have eaten. He knew he wasn't going to eat it. He knew that he shouldn't eat it, but he just was like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I'm not living my
Oh,
life like this.
yeah. That's why I've had a horrible, like my stomach just from down all up, just like all the way up here. And then I keep like choking and he's making me feel that like, but he was so miserable and he was
Well, it's
not.
funny that you say, and we probably talked about this last time, that you feel like you're choking because that's how he died.
On your last reading, I was choking a lot, and that's
Yeah,
you did
he
let me know.
asphyxiated himself. Asphyxiated.
Yes,
The word.
yeah. Oh, poor dear. But he said it was he was just giggling because it was painless. He was
Right.
shocked because he said it was like he was there and then all of a sudden he was outside of his body and he was watching everything happen. Like he's
Right.
showing me them
He
like,
said within 15 seconds he was out.
oh my
Like
God, I just look at
done.
intense chills. But he said he's glad he went out that way because, he
Absolutely.
mentioned how scared he was, but he's like, whenever he saw everything happening, him on the ground and just the commotion and everything, he's like, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Like, because he didn't realize he's out, his physical body.
Right.
Thank you for confirming. He's like, my physical body's there, but he's like, oh my God, I'm not dead. Like, I thought I was going to die, and that was it. And just the end of me. And
Right.
he's like, he was just shocked. So he was watching everything. So he just, again,
That's
wanted to say, apologize for scaring them, but also thank you for doing everything you could because he was already gone and nothing was going to bring him back. He's saying, and
well, it's
he fully
funny because
understood that, but
I wasn't shocked, and my sister wasn't shocked when Lisa called me and said the EMTs are trying at the house trying to revive Dad. I was like, okay, I'll head to the emergency room. Like, no, like I figured he would die of a massive heart attack because of all the stress and anxiety and everything. So,
oh,
so I was just waiting for the day. Like it was just a matter of when it was going to be. It wasn't a matter of like Lisa and then when the doctor in the emergency room came in and said, "I'm sorry, we weren't able to revive him." She must have been like, "What the fuck is up with these two kids?" Because we were just like, "Okay,
okay.
okay, we didn't expect you to revive him." Like neither one, and we'd never discussed it. but neither one of us
Right.
were surprised when he passed. It was
When
just a
he
matter
passed.
of when it was going to be, because
Exactly. Yeah.
he was driving himself. I mean, he was on the path to death.
He just
So
confirmed that. He rang
yeah,
the bell, confirmed that, and said,
and
yeah,
you
he
know
was,
what? And he was I mean, that's why there's nothing to forgive. Like, he was ready. He put up and he created it, but he,
yeah.
and but he did everything the way my mom would have wanted it done.